The last time you flew, while you were watching a movie, drinking coffee, or sleeping in your seat, your aircraft was sending messages, hundreds of them, not to you, not to the passengers, not to anyone you would ever meet. Every few minutes, automatically, silently, without any crew action required, your aircraft was transmitting detailed reports about itself to ground stations, airline operation centers, and maintenance facilities on the other side of the world. Engine performance data, hydraulic system pressures, fuel burn calculations, navigation system status, dozens of aircraft health parameters sent in compressed digital bursts on frequencies passengers are never told exist. The system is called ACARS, Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System. It has been operating on commercial aircraft since 1978. It is on every flight you have ever taken. You were never told about it. And ACARS is just the first layer, because beneath it, there are communication systems so deeply embedded in the operational architecture of commercial aviation that most pilots never think about them until something goes wrong. And when something goes wrong, these systems leave a trail that investigators can read like a conversation that the aircraft was having with the ground in the final minutes before silence. Let me show you what your aircraft says when nobody is listening.
ACARS was developed by ARINC, Aeronautical Radio Incorporated, in the 1970s as a solution to a specific operational problem. Airlines needed a way to communicate routine operational information between aircraft and ground stations without tying up voice radio frequencies with administrative traffic. The solution was a digital data link system, compressed text messages transmitted automatically or on crew command over VHF radio frequencies, satellite links, and HF radio channels. What began as a system for sending simple operational messages, departure times, weather updates, gate assignments, evolved over 4 decades into one of the most comprehensive aircraft monitoring systems ever deployed. A modern commercial aircraft equipped with full ACARS capability can transmit over 400 distinct message types automatically. Engine data reports transmitted every 30 minutes in cruise, containing exhaust gas temperatures, oil pressures, vibration levels, and fuel flow rates for every engine individually. Hydraulic system reports transmitted on system state changes, alerting maintenance teams on the ground to pressure anomalies before the crew has even formally logged a discrepancy. Flight phase transition messages transmitted automatically at engine start, pushback, takeoff, cruise entry, top of descent, touchdown, and engine shutdown, creating a precise timeline of every phase of flight recorded independently of the flight data recorder. Position reports transmitted every 10 minutes in oceanic airspace, or more frequently over land, providing an independent position track alongside the transponder data that ATC uses. Your aircraft was not just flying from point A to point B, it was narrating its own journey in real time to audiences on the ground you never knew existed.
The true significance of ACARS only becomes fully visible in accident investigation. Because ACARS messages are transmitted to ground stations in real time, they are not lost when a flight data recorder is destroyed. The data has already left the aircraft. In the investigation of Air France Flight 447 in 2009, the Airbus A330 that disappeared over the Atlantic Ocean, investigators received 24 ACARS messages in the final 4 minutes before the aircraft was lost. The messages were transmitted automatically by the aircraft systems with no crew action required as the emergency unfolded. They documented, in precise technical language, the cascade of system failures that preceded the loss of the aircraft, the autopilot disconnect, the airspeed disagree warning, the flight control system mode changes, the stall warning activation. The aircraft was telling the ground exactly what was happening to it, message by message, in the final minutes before it fell into the ocean. The black boxes were not recovered for nearly 2 years, but the ACARS messages were received, stored, and analyzed within hours of the aircraft disappearing. They were the first window investigators had into what happened on Flight 447. They shaped every hypothesis that guided the 2-year deep ocean search. Your aircraft does not stop communicating when something goes wrong. It communicates more urgently. And for one specific flight, over one specific ocean, those automatic messages were the only record of what happened for 2 years.
ACARS is the system everyone in aviation knows about. But beneath ACARS, there is a layer of communication that even frequent flyers almost never encounter. It is called SELCAL, Selective Calling System. In oceanic and remote airspace over the Pacific, Atlantic, and polar routes, aircraft operate on HF radio frequencies that are noisy, degraded, and require constant monitoring. In the early years of long-range aviation, crews had to maintain continuous radio watch, someone always monitoring the HF channel for ATC transmissions. SELCAL solved this with elegant simplicity. Each aircraft is assigned a unique 4-character audio code, a combination of musical tones. When air traffic control needs to reach a specific aircraft, they transmit that aircraft's SELCAL code. The SELCAL decoder on the aircraft recognizes the matching tone combination and triggers a chime in the cockpit, alerting the crew that ATC is calling for them specifically. Every aircraft has a SELCAL code. It appears on the flight plan. It is tested at the start of every long-range oceanic flight. But here is what makes SELCAL operationally fascinating. In true oceanic emergency, when a search and rescue operation is underway for a missing aircraft, SELCAL transmissions continue to be broadcast for the missing aircraft's code even after contact has been lost. The transmitters keep calling across thousands of miles of ocean on frequencies that can propagate around the entire Earth, in case, somewhere, the aircraft is still listening. The system was designed in 1956. It still operates identically today. And on every oceanic flight you take, your aircraft's unique musical signature is registered in a database and ready to be called, wherever you are in the world.
There is one final layer to the communication architecture of commercial aviation, the layer that most people find most surprising when they learn it exists. It is called OOOI reporting, pronounced OOOI, and it stands for out, off, on, in. 4 events, 4 automatic transmissions. Out, the moment the aircraft pushes back from the gate. Off, the moment the wheels leave the runway on takeoff. On, the moment the wheels touch the runway on landing. In, the moment the aircraft reaches its parking position and the doors open. These 4 moments, the exact second of each, are automatically transmitted to airline operation centers without any crew action required. Airlines use OOOI data to calculate on-time performance to the second. Maintenance teams use it to track exact flight hours to the minute for component replacement scheduling. Billing systems use it to calculate crew pay to the exact flight hour. The OOOI transmission from your aircraft on landing, sent before the crew has finished their landing checklist, has already updated your flight's on-time status in the airline system before the aircraft has finished decelerating on the runway. The system is invisible. The system is automatic. The system never stops. From the moment an aircraft begins its pushback until the moment it parks, it narrates every significant moment of its own existence to a network of ground systems that most passengers never know exists. You flew from city to city. Your aircraft filed a continuous report of everything it experienced, every pressure, every temperature, every system state, every phase, every event, with a precision and completeness that no human observer could have captured. The aircraft does not just fly. It remembers, it reports, it keeps the record. And every time investigators have needed that record, it has been there. Follow for more about the invisible systems that make aviation the safest form of mass transportation in human history.